For my money, Bridge's most powerful feature is the ability to quickly and easily show you the files you want to see. In our filter panel here on the left, you can see a large number of criteria that we can use to search through images. But I want to show you something, because this is only a partial list. If we click on this disclosure triangle, you can see all of the built-in criteria that Bridge ships with to let you search and sort through images. Now you'll notice that this filter panel may look a little different on your screen because it auto-populates itself to limit you to seeing just the filters that apply to your images. Note down here towards the bottom of the list I have artist, album, genre, key, and tempo. Those apply to audio files, and because there are no audio files in my Canada folder, they're not showing up in the filter list. So the filter list will automatically populate itself with criteria it can actually use to sort through your images. Let's see how this works. I'm going to open the Date Created panel. And let me make these thumbnails smaller so you can get a sense of what we're about to do. There we go. You can see I've got a ton of images in there. Down at the bottom, you'll notice that I have 159 items listed here. Let's select a date. I'll choose 9/26/2006. Now, I've reduced that list to 58 images. I'm going to click an additional date, 9/28. So I want images now shot on both of those dates. Now I've bumped my items up to 90. Let's go down here to orientation. Going to select portrait. Now we're down to only 18 items, and I'll go and open the ISO speed ratings box and click 400. Now I'm down to 4 images. There are 4 images in this folder that have an ISO of 400 that are in a portrait orientation and that were shot on September 26th and September 28th. With filters, you've got a very powerful tool for combing through your images. I'm going to deselect these one at a time and keep an eye on the content window. As I remove search criteria, it repopulates with all of our images. In the collections panel to the right of filter, we have another option for gathering images. I'm going to go down to the bottom of this panel and click on the New Collections button. We can name this collection. I'm going to call this one Rocks. And let's go back to our Canada folder. And I'm simply going to click and drag to add images to this collection. You can see how this works. You manually locate images, put them in the collection. The collection remains with Bridge. The next time you launch Bridge, it'll be there. And if you click on the collection, you see the images that you've added. I'll go back to Canada. Now that can be useful, but there's an even more powerful way to use collections, and that is to create a smart collection. The icon for that is down at the bottom of the panel. Watch what happens when we click New Smart Collection. We get a smart collection window, and now we have some choices to make. First, Bridge wants to know where should it be looking for the images. Should it only look in the Canada folder? Let's make it search our entire image volume. Now we get to decide the search criteria that Bridge will use to pull the images. I want to see, I think, all of the images that I've shot in black and white. So I'm going to go up to color mode. Color mode equals black and white. I can add search criteria, so I'm going to click the add button. And out of those black and white images, I only want to see the files that are saved as TIFFs. So I'm going to go up here to document type. Document type equals, and TIFF should be way down here at the bottom. So now Bridge is going to search through the images volume for images that are in black and white mode and that are set to a TIFF. Under results, we can determine whether the images have to meet both of those criteria or if they can just meet any one of them to be shown. We're going to leave this on if all criteria are met. We have a checkbox on include all subfolders, so even if there are folders inside that volume, Bridge will still look through them. And we're going to include non-index files. I'm going to hit the save button. It asks me for a name. I'm going to name this collection BW for black and white. The contents window shows the results of a search over my entire images volume for black and white TIFFs. Each of these files is a black and white image, and each of them is saved as a TIFF. This is an absolutely fantastic tool that you're going to use, and it gets even better. Because this is not a static collection, it automatically updates. If I were to add a file to my images volume that was a black and white TIFF, it would automatically show up in this smart collection. So you make the smart collection once, and it continually searches through your collection of images, automatically updating itself. It really doesn't get any easier than that. I'm going to go back to my Canada folder here and show you another way that you can use to select images. I'm going to make the thumbnails larger. That looks pretty good. If I click on an image, you'll see just below the image area I have 5 placeholders. These are where we can rate our images. I can add a 1-star rating, a 2-star rating, or a 3-star rating here. I could do the same to this first image. I'll give this a 1 star, and I'll give this image 2 stars. With ratings applied, I can go up to my filter menu up here, and I can choose to show images that have 1 or more stars. So I'll click on that. Now we can see all the files that have at least 1 star. I'll reduce the thumbnail. Suppose I want to be more picky and I just want to see images that have 2 or more stars. I can select that, and you can see we've called our list down, and if I show 3 or more stars, we are down to 1 image. If you'd like to go back and see all of the images, you can clear the ratings by simply going up to the filter menu and selecting Clear Filter. Keep in mind that star ratings can be used in conjunction with both filter selections and any collections that you make. That's a very powerful combination of search tools.